Aira, the virtual interpreter for the blind. Instant access to information. A real person in real time. Aira on the web, AIRA.io. Available now. Go online and sign up today.
So we just got these in. This is new to the market. This is the new accessible portable battery, 15,000 milliamp. There's only one like it in the world. It's easily pocketable. The great thing about it is everything on it is accessible.
The Harbolt Company. That's HARBOLT COMPANY. HarboltCompany.com on the web.
You're going to get both tones and vibrations, or you can actually turn it to vibration only mode. It is the new accessible portable battery, 15,000 milliamp.
Harbolt Company, take two. Welcome to Blind Abilities. I'm Jeff Thompson, and I'm here at the convention, the NFB convention in Orlando, Florida, and I met up with Brent Harbolt from the Harbolt Company. How are you doing, Brent?
Doing great. How you doing?
Good, thanks. And thanks for taking the time to coming on here. I know you're pushed to get packed up and stuff, but sometimes you got to tell the people what the goods you got, right?
That's exactly right, and it's exciting when you've got a product that you really believe in and you want to share and tell everybody about it.
Well, tell us about it.
So we just got these in. This is new to the market. There's only one like it in the world. Before now, there was really only one accessible portable battery for the visually impaired. That was the Summit MyCharge. And it's kind of an antiquated battery. It was kind of clunky and had an old 30-pin iPhone cable on it. But it did talk, and that was good for then. But the biggest you could get was 6,000 milliamp. And the thing about it is they just don't make it anymore. The company's still around, but they discontinued that model. And so this, to me, is really, in a lot of ways, much better. And it's definitely a bigger battery. This is a 15,000 milliamp portable battery specifically designed for the visually impaired. And what's interesting is that a lot of times, as everyone knows, being blind or visually impaired, that things that we do, there's never a lot of stuff that's specifically designed for us. It's like designed, but it'll work with us. We can work with it, but it's not really specifically designed with us in mind. And that's why I'm so excited about this product, is because it was specifically designed for us in mind, us being the blind community. And so this portable battery is, really, it's not that big. It's maybe about this, the size of like a 6 Plus or 7 Plus iPhone. Maybe, let's see, maybe 6 inches long, and I'd say maybe 2.5 inches wide and less than an inch thick. So it's easily pocketable. And the great thing about it is everything on it is accessible in the way that it gives the feedback, as audible feedback and vibration feedback. So, I get asked with my company all the time, do you sell batteries that talk, or do you sell batteries that tell how know how much juice is left? Or when I sell a battery, they say, oh, how do I know how much juice is in the battery, or when it's fully charged, or whatever? And so this battery actually solves that problem completely in a lot of different ways. And so it's not just that it tells you how much juice is left. This thing actually has so much more to it. So I'll get into really the details of it, if that's okay with you, Joe.
Oh, go ahead. Let us hear it all.
Yeah, so basically what you got, like I said, I've already described the size to you. And for those out there who may have some vision or whatever, there is a screen on it, so it appeals to both markets. But there's no flashlight, so you don't have to worry about accidentally turning on a flashlight. And so the way this works is there's a single button on the top of the battery, and by how many tones and vibrations it emits, that tells you how full the battery is. So you're going to get both tones and vibrations, or you can actually turn it to vibration only mode. So if you're actually in a meeting or something and you want to check your battery level, but you don't want to disturb others, then you can put it into vibration only mode and you're the only one that's going to feel it. The other thing I like about the fact that it does the vibration is that if you're in a crowded area and you can't hear the tones, and I don't have the best hearing, so it's nice because you can always feel the tones as, per se. And so I'll press this button and let you guys hear it now. Okay, so that gives us 4 tones, 4 vibrations. That basically, the way this works is that when the battery is full, so I say from 100% to 75% full, it's going to give you 4 tones. From 75% to 50%, it's going to give you 3 tones. From 50% to 25%, it's going to give you 2 tones, and from 25% or less, it's going to give you 1 tone or vibration. And so that kind of gives you the idea of, basically, it's maybe not like accurate down to the hour of what you have left or how full it is, but it's definitely going to give you a really good idea and do much better than anything out there. The other thing that this has, it is dual USB, so it will charge 2 devices at one time, and they are high amperage ports, so they will charge iPads, so forth, and it doesn't matter which port you use, it will charge an iPad in either port. It does charge with your traditional micro USB cable, which they do provide in the box, as well as a really nice carry pouch, which is really one of the nicer carry pouches I've seen as far as, including the batteries. But the battery itself is really well made. It's very solid. It's kind of got a nice polished hard plastic on the top and bottom, and then on the sides it has kind of a strip or a trim. It's kind of a brushed plastic. So that's the tones to tell you how much juice is left. Now, if we want to put this into vibration mode, it's real easy. All you have to do is hold down on the button, and I'm going to do that. And if you could hear that vibration, now it's in vibration mode only, so there will be no tones. So I'm going to press the button, and you might be able to hear the vibrations over the microphone. So now it's just vibrations with no tones. To get it back to the tones and vibrations, you just press the button and hold it in. And there you go. You're back to where we were to start with. So the other really neat thing about it is it doesn't just give you tones to tell you how much juice is in the battery. It actually gives you tones to tell you when you're actually charging the battery. So I've got a micro USB here, and I'm going to plug that into this battery. So you go to charge the battery, and this is actually really convenient. I know some people might say, well, why would you need this? The other day, I was actually doing a demo for my website on this battery, and I plugged it in to charge the battery. Well, I thought my micro USB cord was plugged into the wall, and when I plugged it in, I didn't get a tone. So I knew right away that my cord had unplugged from the wall, and sure enough, it had. And then that told me that I needed to plug it back in. So, a normal battery, we just plug it in and think that it was charging, come back later, and we find out we have a dead battery and never charged. So this is kind of nice. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in the micro USB. Now, before I do, I'm going to tell you this. On the end with the USB ports, there are actually 2 raised dots on the left side of the left full-size USB port. There is 1 raised dot below the micro USB port in the middle, and then there are 2 raised dots on the right full-size USB port. Now, you kind of think, well, why is that like that? Well, it's actually interesting the way they did this, because when you plug this into charge, you get 1 tone, and hence the 1 raised dot below the micro USB, you get 1 tone 3 times to tell you that the battery itself is being charged. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. That's the 1 tone, and we're going to get it 2 more times. There's the second. And then we're going to get it 1 final time. And there you go. So it's pretty cool the way it does that. Now you know for a fact that the battery is indeed charging, and you have that 1 tone to tell you that it's the battery charging, not a device that's charging. So now I'm going to go and unplug this, and now we're going to charge the device. And now you'll see when we go to charge a device with this, you're actually going to get two tones to meet, kind of coincide with the two raised dots on the full-size USB ports. So you're going to get, let me grab my iPhone here. Okay, so I've got my iPhone, I've got a lightning cable, and you're going to get two tones, and you're going to get it 3 times just like before. Now, when you do plug the cord in to charge your device, you do have to press the button on the top of the battery to start it charging.
Charging device battery, 24%. Image. Blindness, gives Samantha Biscuit, 8:19 p.m.
Okay, so we're going to get two tones here for a second time. And then we're going to get two tones for a third time coming up here in just a second.
So now you're doing a device that way.
Exactly. You're charging a device.
There it is.
And there it is. So you actually know that the battery is charging your device. So you get feedback for everything with this battery, and that's what makes it so cool. And when you charge your device all the way, the battery does shut off, and just, like it should, shuts off the power, and you just get your device and move on down the road. Now, I think one of I'll tell you this first, and I'll come back to this later. So it also, what's really cool is a lot of times when a battery's going dead like this, we don't know that it's getting low. This battery alerts you with tones and vibrations to let you know that the battery itself is getting low. So and it doesn't do it like it annoys you. There's some things that will let you know that the battery's running low, and it does it like every 2 minutes or every minute, and it just gets annoying, But yet it still has juice left, but it still wants to go every minute or two. This one's nice because it doesn't do that. It just goes maybe like 1 or 2 every hour or something like that, just to subtly let you know it's time to start thinking about, recharging the battery. Mm-hmm. So very cool. Now, probably one of the neatest things that I've ever seen, and I know I showed you and Pete, and you guys have never seen this. This has what's called reversible USB. And I, at first, had no idea what that meant. But basically what this means, that this is so cool, and it really should be on every device out there. But basically, you can take your USB, and before now, you would have to get that USB turned in the right direction before it would plug into the device. So whenever you go to plug in your USB thumb drive or whatever to a computer, it has to be the right way or it won't go in, right? So this thing actually has reversible USB. You can plug the USB any direction that you want, and it's going to go in and it's going to work. So right now, I've got my USB here. I'm going to plug it in this way. Goes right in. I'm going to unplug it, turn it around, plug it in, and goes right in. So that's one of the neatest things I've ever seen. And really, if this doesn't make it to every computer and every USB device in the next few years, I'll be really surprised. But
that's really something because, it's a 50-50 chance, and I usually strike out on that one.
Exactly. I think a lot of us do. And, we get spoiled with the lightning plug on the iPhones because, we don't have to worry about which way it goes in and so forth. But this basically takes it to another level, and now with a whole different port. So in a nutshell, that is the new accessible portable battery, 15,000 milliamp. I mean, that is a nice sized battery. That thing will charge an iPhone 5 to 7 times, charge an iPad a couple times, So, I mean, it's really a great little battery to have with you and take with you everywhere.
That's great. Well, Brent, how can they get a hold of you?
They can always take a look at our website and order them right on the website at www.harboltcompany.com, and that's spelled H-A-R-B as in boy, O-L-T as in Tom, and then the word company spelled out, .com. Or they can also email us at sales@harboltcompany.com, or we always love to talk to people over the phone. So give us a call at 405-633-2572. And the funny thing is people always ask me, what are your business hours? I say, well, unless I'm sleeping, I'm answering the phone. So call me anytime. And if I'm sleeping, I won't answer. But if I'm not, I will.
There you go. Well, thanks a lot, Brent, for taking the time to coming on the Blind Abilities and sharing that with our listeners. And we'll post this up. And you can all check the show notes for the links there. We'll put them there, too. Thanks a lot, Brent.
You're very welcome. And I thank you guys for what you do and all that you do for the blind community. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Blindability's coverage of NFB 2017 is brought to you by Aira. Aira. No task too large, no task too small. www.aira.io.
When we share
what we see
through each other's eyes, we can then begin to bridge the gap between
the limited expectations and the reality of blind abilities.
The realities of blind
abilities.
For more podcasts with a blindness perspective, check us out on the web at www.blindabilities.com, on Twitter at blindabilities. Download our app from the App Store, Blindabilities, that's 2 words, or send us an email at info@blindabilities.com. Thanks for listening.